Hello, my name is James Bauckman. I'm the Executive Director for Montessori Peace Centers in Bellingham, Washington. Our team is working to help educators start in-home childcare programs right now while our childcare system is overburdened. There are so many children who can't get into programs right now because of the new requirements. Essential workers need to get to work, and we have a program that can help. So we are offering trainings and support to educators and families who are looking to start programs so they can help take students into their home. This will create jobs. It will remove the burden from our overwhelmed childcare programs. It will allow essential workers to get back to work so they can help take care of the sick and provide services and goods that we need. And it will provide quality education for our future generation. I hope you will support us at www.peacecenters.org. And if you're interested, the rest of the proposal follows this video on the next page, and you get to find out the process that it takes to start an in-home childcare program in Washington. Peace. So why should I bother getting a licensed program, and why can't I just take care of a few children in my house? Well, you can, but by law, the WAC 110-300, if you have students who are there more than 4 hours a day or more than 12 students, you have to get licensed through the Department of Children, Youth, and Families. So there's that. But on top of that, there is money available for you through the government to help take care of children. There's money available for you to get further your education. There's money available just to get things to improve your program. And those are things that Angie and I help you with if we are your consultants. So it's really a valuable program to get a licensed program because they teach you how to create great educational content for your kids or in your classroom. And they help you make sure you have the proper safety and health protocols in place so that your family doesn't get sick and your kids don't get sick. And it really, most of all, the essential workers, they need childcare. They can't get to work and help take care of your grandma or help take care of other sick people, and they can't put food on the shelves, and they can't deliver your prescriptions if they don't have childcare. So you are doing a huge service to your community by taking in children when it's most needed. And this is your opportunity with the reduced time frames and the waivers on certain rules where you can actually start a program much more quickly than you normally could have with some easings and some restrictions. So it's a great opportunity right now to start a child care program. So what do you need to do to create an in-home child care program? Well, if you already run some sort of a program, you might have almost everything you need to get started. There's a $30 fee per year to run an in-home family child care program. There are some forms and policies, handbooks, procedures, and things that you'll have to create, and that's what Angie and I will help you do in your program. So when the licensor comes for the site visit, we will have gone through your property, made sure there's no things that could be an issue, help you resolve all of your challenges. We're there when the licensor gets there, helps you interpret the things that they have to say to make sure that you address all of the issues that they may have so that when they come back, you get your final license. They've made some changes recently that'll help you get your background checks and stuff quicker, which will help significantly speed up the process. Also, center-based programs keep putting more and more difficult educational requirements on the staff, but for in-home childcare programs, they're actually very minimal. There's a 30-hour training that you need to complete. So it's actually a really good time to do this as well and to start an in-home program. Hi there. So what do you need to get your licensing application? So you'll need to get the form. If you look on the bottom there, you'll see the dcyf.wa.gov link. I'm going to post it in the description below so you can copy and paste it. If that's not there, then just copy this down. And you'll get a copy of the application. It's $30 to do an in-home license application. You'll need a copy of your government ID and your Social Security card. So if you can't find that, order that to get that coming to you as quick as possible. You're going to have to do an orientation, which may take you about 4 hours. It's online and free at DCYFtraining.com. You see it in the middle there. You got to have to get a copy of like your high school diploma or your college degree to submit, and then you're gonna have to have a resume. And again, the requirements aren't very high, so you just write down some work history and your educational experience, etc. Thank you. All right, part 2 of what do you need to have for your licensing application. So they require a floor plan. You can draw it yourself. It needs to be to scale, basically, so that you need to measure the rooms. But you only have to show the rooms that the children are going to be in. So if they're going to be in your kitchen, you have to measure that room, bathroom. It's really good to have the bathroom right off the main room. If it's not and it's down a hall, it makes things a little more challenging, but there's always ways to figure that out. You're going to need to be able to identify the emergency exits, how you get out of your space. So if your space only has one exit, you're going to have a harder time getting a license. You really need to have 2 means of egress where your children are going to be be able to get out if there's a fire emergency on one side of the building, to be able to get out the other side. So that's something to consider when you're thinking about your space, if it makes a good sense to be a child care program. If it's essential, you'll need your certificate of occupancy, and you'll need a business license, unless you're doing like a DBA or something. And your city might require a business and occupation license. You're going to need an EIN number if you're an employer and you're going to have staff. Liability insurance, family home child care, proof of liability insurance, just to make sure if something happens. People to get hurt. So for your inside space, you want 35 square feet per child. So if you're going to have the 6-child program, you want 210 square feet for indoor space and 450 square feet for outdoor space. If you're going to have a full maximum capacity of 12 students in your program, you want 420 square feet or 900 square feet of outdoor space. I like to go round up and be like 500 minimum for 12 students and 1,000 square feet outdoor space, but work with what you have. They're going to measure and they're going to determine the number of students you can have based on the size of your space and your qualifications. The more education and experience you have, the more children they'll let you have. So if you have very limited experience, you might be able to get 4 to 8 students, depending on if it's just you or if you have an assistant or a staff member working with you. So that's up to you to decide, but the higher your education level and the more experience you have, the more students you have. We have 12 students because both Angie and I have master's degrees and we've been teaching for 20 years each. So it allowed us to get the maximum capacity. So, but you may not be able to get 12 depending on your educational experiences. Okay, end of that one. So not everything on this page is relevant to an in-home family program. So it's more applicable to centers. But the things to be concerned about are if you're on a well and a septic system, you'll need to have your well tested for E. coli and nitrate. If you're on a septic, you're going to need to make sure you get that inspected and that your drain field is maintained. If you are in the city on public water and sewer, you'll need to get lead and copper results for your drinking water, anywhere where the kids drink water in your building. And if you're in Tacoma, King, Pierce, or Thurston counties, you need to get a lead or arsenic evaluation. So as I mentioned in some earlier slides, there's a $30 fee for family home child care program. So if we accept you into our program as a consultant, as one of the grant programs, then we would pay for your fees and this stuff would be covered. But if you're not accepted and you're just looking for consulting help because you're looking to get $10,000 to $12,000 potentially a month as a child care provider, we also do private consulting services. So, but our goal is if you want this program and you can't afford it and you want to start a licensed program, that there will be grant money available for you to have us come out and do this work for you. So please contact us even if it's potentially out of your financial reach, because we want to make this as affordable as possible for everybody and free if you are an educator who might be out of work and really want to start a program, and we'd like to help as many people as we can. Now, some of the more complex parts that we're not going to go into great depth about, because that's really where our consulting begins, is the parent and employees, if you have staff, policies that you have to have in place, just to make sure the health and safety, or financial agreements with your parents, your registration information, because you need to collect data on your kids, immunizations for the students. So there's a lot of paperwork and policies and procedures that need to be written, and they are overwhelming and they're complex, and that's what we do. We help you do that. So if you're looking to start a program, we can come in and help you write those things. So it kind of takes the hardest part out. and we can help you develop staff policies and help you figure out a plan when you're hiring, your interview questions and stuff to try to find the right person to work with you. You need to have emergency preparedness plans, which are complex. What do you do if there's an earthquake? What do you do if there's a fire? What if you do if there's a coronavirus outbreak? Things of that nature, and health policies to address those things, and injuries and accidents and all of that. And again, we will help you develop those policies if we are your consultants. What can you do today to get this process started? Well, go on to the DCYF Merit website. Get a STARS ID number by registering and ask for a STARS ID. There's a place to click for that. And then sign up for your portable background check. It's going to cost $12 for that. When you submit that, they're going to send you an email and tell you have to get fingerprinted, which costs $44.75, and that there will be an email that will take you to a place to find the closest location, and you sign up for the appointment that works for you. And in the past, these things have taken as long as a month, but they say they're speeding this process up, so maybe it will be less than that. Hopefully it will. And so you can do that now to get that process started while you wait until you can work with us to get your consulting going on. And then on the Merit website, you can manage the other things you're going to have to do. So you'll have to get CPR and first aid. You have to sign up for that, typically around $50 or $60 to get that started, and sometimes more. You'll need to get a tuberculosis test where they inject something under your skin, and then you have to go back 2 days later to get it read typically. So you need to plan for having 2 days. So you want to do it early in the week so that by Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So you do it on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Then you can get your test read 2 days later. So you need to get those things done, and then you need to have copies of them to give to your licensor, as well as you go onto this Merit website and you enter the information manually into the Merit facility site. So lots of different things there. Interesting things are you could enter the education level that you have. So if you have a master's degree like we do, or a bachelor's degree, they have certain money that they give you for your education you've already done, and they'll send you a check. They sent me a $400 check for my master's degree. So there's some money available if you have some higher education, and then they pay for your education. So you'll have to do a 30-hour STARS basic training pretty darn quick. You could start doing that now, and I've seen them cost as low as $150 or even maybe $100 one time. But the state will reimburse you. State of Washington will reimburse you that fee. So you just sign up for the class, you pay for it, take you 30 hours to do approximately, and then you go into Merit and ask for reimbursement, and you have to give the sort of proof of completion, the certificate they give you, and then they'll reimburse you. And so it's an opportunity for you to take this 30-hour class for free. You just have to pay for it up front. And again, if it's the grant program through us, we can help you pay for that up front, and then you just reimburse us for it when you get your check back. So that's how we want to help folks get these programs started. All right, so I mentioned earlier about the DCYF orientation. This is another thing you need to do that's now fortunately online at dcyftraining.com. It's going to take you a few hours, and it's a really good basic overview. You get, typically it was in person, so you get to ask really important questions. So that is something you'll have to do. It's another way to learn. I think between that and the basic STARS 30-hour training, you have a pretty good handle on the basics of childcare. And if you've been a teacher before, and what we're doing right here is really made for folks who've already had some level of teaching, education, some experience working in a child care center or a school as an assistant, and has a good rapport with children and some experience. So if you're a brand new person and want to learn from the beginning, good child care habits, you might want to, do some more training, but these basic DCYF orientation and 30 hours training is a good start if you've already had some experience. And so if you apply to us for a grant to be able to get this training for free, you do have to have some experience or education just so that we can actually get you started. If you don't have any experience, then it's going to be really hard to run a program. And so this is really more for people with some experience. Do the DCYF orientation. It's free online. Do your STARS 30 hours. They'll reimburse you. Get the STARS ID and the background check going. It's a good thing to get started. Then contact us. There's more information on the next slide about how to contact us, and then we can get you, hopefully enrolled in the program and get you help out. Thanks. So please contact us. You can reach us at peacecenters.org office@peacecenters.org for email, 360-201-5022. And we're happy to sort of talk you through the process and get you started. If you have the ability to help us start more programs through donations or through grants or anything, you can get onto peacecenters.org, and it's really easy to donate there monthly to keep sustaining us, or any sort of other types of gifts. Basically, every $2,000 we raise, we'll get to start another program. And so we raise $10,000, we can help 60 students, and the more we raise, the more children we can get in programs and help people. We're basically, these educators are having jobs and sustainable income. Again, you can raise up to like $12,000 a month in some areas around the state, and that's gross income. And also, we are providing a super essential service right now, childcare, to workers, so they can go to work and work in their nursing homes or the medical hospitals, or through the pharmacy or grocery stores. They need us. They do. And so this is a great or important time for us to do something to help our state, and also create a business to support ourselves. And if you don't qualify for a grant program, or just an investor or interested party who has the funds to create a licensed program, has always wanted to start their own licensed childcare center, childcare program, or especially if you're interested in Montessori programs, we can help with every element of that, developing your program, hiring your staff. So we can help in those areas as well. So please give us a call if you're interested in starting your own center or Montessori school or program too. Thanks so much. I appreciate anything you can do to help us and spreading the word about our program, so we can help more families get care they need and help people start businesses. Peace.